I told
Oh,
us.
where's my gavel?
Sorry.
You never know when I need this thing.
The most important
Like
thing.
right now. Thank you much. We're good? Everybody ready? Okay, let's call the meeting to order. We'll start with the pledge. Okay, welcome everybody to the work session, Monday, September 22nd, 10:30 a.m. Ask Secretary Treasurer Warner to commence with the roll. Scott Horowitz, and present. Ed Warner, present. Chip Maron. Here. Joe McLaughlin.
Present.
Matt Parsons.
Present.
We're all here, Mr. President. Right. Let's jump right into our work session agenda. I have Surfside Environmental for a modification for Robert Reichenbach at 15 Romana. I see Daphne's here. Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, how are you?
Good.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
So, this Reichenbach, 15 Romana Drive, we were here a few times and we had received an approval and we actually received an invoice that we did not submit the fee for because we were working with the DEC. We had a number of things they wanted us to take a look at. So we met the DEC out at the property back in July and talked everything out with them. So what the DEC wanted of us was to take the southwestern end of it, of the rock revetment that we proposed, and move it about 4 feet landward. So it was straighter. I think we were showing it at more of an angle. So we straightened it out, so it's minimally invasive, to the wetlands vegetation on the property. We also were asked to show wetland restoration through planting of some Spartina alterniflora, which we are showing in the areas within the waterway. Just seaward of mean high water. They asked us to also plant some groundsel on either side of the property to enhance the natural shoreline restoration and give it something that would hold the roots better than just beach grass. So we're showing Spartina patens on the seaward side of the wall, beach grass on the landward side of the wall, and then some groundsel, and then the alterniflora within the wetlands. And lastly, that's new, is we're showing an access to the water, which was something we didn't consider previously. Once we build this up, we won't be able to get down there unless we have a set of stairs with a landing. So it's basically a small set of stairs to traverse the rock revetment. It will be open grate decking and non-treated wood, as is required.
What is the elevation of the proposed stairs?
What do you mean by it?
How high is it gonna be?
Basically right over the,
It's not gonna be like 54 inches?
No,
like the Army Corps
no, the
is.
DEC asked for us to keep it low profile.
Oh, I agree with it. I'm just making sure that, you know, that it's not like a bridge and everybody has to look at it,
Yeah.
the neighbors.
I think we're gonna need a similar maintenance agreement on the wetlands, you know, over a 3-year period like we do on a lot of these projects.
Yeah, this is, you know, this is a unique area because it's between a couple bulkheads. It's been eroded for many years, but it does have wetlands in front of it, you know,
Right.
that are there, so, you know, maintaining what's there and, you know, encouraging more growth is important if we can
Yeah.
get it stabilized.
So we approved this already.
Yes, it was
It's just
already,
being modified now,
Yes.
as a lot of times what happens to meet the concerns of the additional regulatory authorities that are chiming in now.
yes,
But when we
yes.
approved it, we didn't have notification of that they were gonna plant Spartina in the front of the rock revetment, correct?
Right, that's new.
Yeah.
We did do a sand replenishment agreement that was already signed and submitted
Okay.
and approved, which was why we were able to get the invoice for the final permit payment. The DEC is asking us to do this wetland enhancement.
Are they gonna put any kind of monitoring aspect into the permit? I mean, they're gonna permit it and just.
Well, it
let-
is permitted. I have the permit, and actually, you can have this copy. I don't know that they put anything specific as to monitoring. Just that it was required.
What was required?
Plantings.
Basically, they wanted us to put, they were not gonna issue the permit unless we did something to enhance the wetlands,
I
because
just wanted you to
that's.
clarify that, because.
Yes. Yeah, so it's really, it is something that the whole approval was not really
Contingent on,
conditioned, it was
basically, yeah.
contingent, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, I think that now that we know that this is what's gonna go forward, we do need a 3-year maintenance agreement.
We do have, there is a condition, long-term plant survival, 85% survival for 5 growing seasons. That is
So they have a 5-year monitoring.
a condition of the DEC permit. Yes, you can have this for your record if you want, like,
So,
We wanna blanket that then.
Well,
Yeah.
we should be
Add that to the
consistent.
cover sheet.
Yeah, we should just be consistent with what their modification requests are.
Can you add it to the cover sheet so it's the same language as
the
the
DEC's
DEC?
permit,
add
Add the
Add the
DEC
language of the
language.
DEC.
5-year maintenance of the vegetation?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you have in here, your modification request is referencing that New York State DEC approval, and there's some room underneath it to add an addendum to that and just state that you will follow our permit, the same 5-year conditions that are stated in.
And when we amend the permit, we can also refer and incorporate the DEC permit into ours in terms of the 5 years as well.
Yeah, that's all, just clarify. It's not adding anything more, it's just consistent.
Okay.
We also need the dimensions of the proposed stairs on the cover sheet as well.
The dimensions? Oh, okay.
height, width, and length.
Yeah, that's not indicated here either. You can squeeze it in.
I'll give you, who's got the stamp?
I mean, based on those changes, I think we're okay. Anybody else?
Yeah, that makes
Based on-
sense.
Based on those changes, we're good.
You
Okay.
need stamp plans too.
Of course.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna go that step until I knew
Yeah.
that everybody was good.
And then you'll have to pay that fee.
What fee?
Stairs?
Oh, whatever the fee is for the additional. Sure, absolutely.
James, when you get the resolution drafted, I just want to see the language for the DEC permit.
Okay, she's putting it in on the cover sheet.
Right, but when, we're going to put it to resolution to approve the modification, correct?
Yeah, that,
Yeah,
that
that's why I mean,
language
I
that
just
she
wanna look at
submits
it
is gonna
before.
be on the resolution.
Yeah.
All right, we're good? I know you have something else before us. Are we done with that one?
Yeah.
He's one of mine.
Yes, this one is a revisit. This is
Edgemere.
for 2 Edgemere,
Yep.
correct. So when I was last here, the board had comments about the location of the dock. So we kind of went back to the drawing board and resubmitted. We basically changed it's an L shape, fixed to an L-shaped float, and we were 10 feet off of the extension of the road right-of-way to the northwest of the property line. So we switched the L to the other direction in the same location.
That's perfect.
more in keeping with what you were
Yeah,
looking for.
that answers solves all the problems.
Yeah, so it maintains the depth, it's,
Stays in the pier line, it's nice.
Yeah, it's
That's it.
basically all the
Here's
same.
the surveying drawings.
Yeah, that works.
We did request a advisory letter, but we haven't received anything back yet.
Advisory letter from Marty.
Conservation.
Conservation.
Last work
Environment
session,
Division.
you guys asked for that, but we haven't received it back yet.
I wouldn't worry about it.
I think we also added steps to access it because
Yep.
we kind of evened it out more so that it's,
I mean, the grade going down the slope
Yeah.
there.
You see no issue, Joe, with,
I see no issue. I mean, unless the board has an issue.
No, I think
It's good.
meets the Blue Book requirements?
yep.
Does it need to be
Happy-
hung up on the
happy if it
advisory letter, or
conforms.
can we
Conforms.
advance it?
Doesn't need to be, it's an advisory letter. I mean, you think that we've incorporated everything that their concerns would be?
They're going
Conservation
over the
Board's concerns?
wetlands, I mean,
Yeah.
You're fine with it?
Does the board want us to wait for the advisory letter? I mean, if we haven't, I mean, I requested it a while back, so if, is that what you think?
We do this, you know. Anything out of the ordinary here?
well, I do have to get stamped plans, so.
So you have time. So you know what we'll do while you're waiting on stamp plans? We'll make a phone call and see where that is, and as long as everybody's on the same
Yeah.
page, I think that in theory, we're fine, and if somebody's upset about something, we'll have to address whatever that may be.
But I think we
Is that fair?
addressed everything that we need in our
I think-
jurisdiction,
Yeah, I think
so
that, I think it, yeah,
I think we can move it forward, but
That-
it would be nice to have the letter.
right, so let's
Yeah.
use this period of time where you need to get what you need anyway to give them the opportunity to opine. Fair
Sure.
enough?
Yeah, that's totally fine with me,
Let's do that.
as long as I'm not spinning my wheels getting
I
the
don't think you're
stamp.
spinning your wheels. I think it's
course.
just a matter of courtesy and doing a good job.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Totally fine.
okay? I think that's all you have.
That's it,
All right.
thank you.
All right, let's go back to James Pisaneski, their irrevocable trust, 1 Whiting Road. Anybody here representing that? All right.
you're good.
You want to pull that up, James? This is a owner-represented application. They want to change their bulkhead to a Navy-style bulkhead using 16-foot-long planks. They want to use 6 feet pilings every 6 feet, banded with stainless steel. 1-inch tie rods using dead men system. Bulkhead will be capped with 2x12 cedar lumber, right? You see that? I always would prefer the applicant to come to have a conversation with the board.
Elevation change or not? Because you have a picture here of the adjoining property, I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
it's higher, yeah.
That looks about a foot higher.
Did we,
I think you should table it.
yeah, I think, did we clarify whether or not there was a permit for the floating dock on the property?
I don't remember.
Yeah, because it definitely, the plans are indicating a 1.5-inch elevation change, and a 10-foot naturally vegetated wetlands, non-disturbance, non-fertilization buffer. right, so we have some questions on this, right?
Just holding it and having the applicant come in.
Yeah, this was plans that were done by an engineering firm, right? I don't see, my copies don't have any stamps, does yours?
I think regardless, you need the applicant here to.
Yeah, they have to adjust their cover sheet, and we need some answers to some other questions. I think this is gonna go on hold, and also a telephone call is gonna go out to this applicant, but they need to come to the next meeting. All right? Okay. And then I have American Marine Construction for Edward Elka, 10 Marlin. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Deborah from American American Stuff.
Good
So,
signing.
yeah, last time I was here, there were a couple of questions asked, well, a couple of items which needed to be updated. The survey needed to be updated, which was done. The plans needed to be stamped, which was done, and the cover sheet typed with the job description.
And nobody signed this application, right? This has to be signed? Do we have a signed copy of this?
We don't.
Okay.
Can I sign for the, because we have the
Well,
consent, the,
Yeah,
notarized consent?
you're on
She's the
here.
agent, so.
Yeah.
Right.
Authorizing letter? Yep, so.
She did
22nd.
update,
Thank you.
the increase, like on there, 0 increase on the height, and then add the buffer language as requested by you, last meeting.
So we all square now?
We are.
You all, board's fine,
Yep.
did everything they've asked us to do, and signed the application, which is
Got it.
helpful. Okay, I'm good. You good?
I'm good.
You good? Okay.
Okay, great,
The
Thank-
plans are stamped.
yes. Okay, great, thank you.
you.
To the next
Have a
step.
good day.
Thank you.
All right. Secretary Treasurer Warner, you have Taplow Consulting here for Sandy Beach 18 LLC.
Ed Clark, licensed marine engineer. So on your plans, you'll see a 10-foot by 10-foot deck. I staked it out, so you'll probably see it up on top if you did the site visit. That leads to an 11-foot, the whole assembly going out, the staircase is 4 feet wide. It's an 11-foot piece, and then you have 4 feet of stairs, and another 11-foot piece, and then 3 feet of stairs, and then 12-foot steps. So that's a total of 41 feet. You also notice the elevation on the plans at the bottom of that area is around 2.0. The high tide line is 1.1. The only change that we may make in the field is to retreat the steps back and take this, the seaward-most 11-foot flat horizontal ramp and maybe reduce that to another 3x3 landing and pull everything back about 9 feet landward. The stone is 5 feet by 5 feet, no more than 2.5 tons per linear foot. Has 2 10-foot returns. You'll see that on the side profile of the plans. There's no fill or sand being added. It's a pretty straightforward stair repair with a 10 by 10 deck on top.
So what the application states and what you're gonna do, is that gonna be consistent with the application, or are you gonna do basically a
The only
change?
thing is, we're interested in approval tonight for the plan that's before you.
Okay.
Which is the 11-foot to 4-foot, 11-foot to 3-foot.
stairs
and
to
the
nowheres?
12-foot. Correct, for those steps. The problem is that when I was out there putting the flags in, I noticed that the survey was dated March 28th, 2025 by John Heidecker, licensed surveyor. And you'll have that in your packet. What you'll notice is that between March and today, there's been quite a bit of beach lost. And as a result, where the stairs used to end back in March, when I designed it, is a little bit different than it is now. So I asked the contractor who we're using, will most likely be John Reeve, what do you think of this? And he said, well, if we have to pull it back, we can maybe make a modification. So that may not be decided till we're in the field, but the modification would just be less
Reducing,
impactful and a reduction
Yeah.
in what we're asking you to,
Well-
to approve, that's all.
Being it's Shinnecock Beach Road and there is some vehicular traffic and we need to get the machinery up and down the beach, pulling it back would be the appropriate course of action, not putting it further out where it's so badly eroded to pull it
You
back.
can't even put it out, it would, at the end of the steps would be in
I
navigable
was down-
water, and the
yeah.
DEC wouldn't give us a permit, and also you'd need Army Corps jurisdiction, because they're
Yeah.
up to the mean high water line, and we didn't apply to the Army Corps for
Big
this,
headache.
so. Then, if you don't have an LWRP, that triggers the Department of State Federal Coastal Consistency Review, and so, no, we'd be pulling it back.
Okay.
And you've done in the past where they turn it parallel with the,
Yeah, I mean,
Now that the dunes eroded, that's a possibility.
yeah, I mean, see, the problem that we're gonna come into is, as you can see, that it goes way out to where there's
Yeah.
vehicular traffic. The other sets of stairs along there are consistent to what they're asking for, but would it be appropriate that we have basically a deck and then have it go
a landing and then.
parallel to the bay instead of going out so far into the roadway?
Oh, we could if you'd like that change.
I-
Or if we just shorten that second 11-foot flat to a 3-foot.
Yeah.
That would pull it back 11 minus 3. My
Would be
mind is shot
equivalent
this
to,
morning. 8 feet.
But it would also be able to withstand a storm better the other way.
Okay, would you prefer that? I can adjust the plan and get you a
I
copy.
think that would be preferable, that way we could, as the beach erodes a little bit more, you know, each project that comes in, we
Would you
pull 'em-
prefer the landing to face west or east when it makes a turn?
Closer to the center line, wherever the center line
Yeah,
is.
whichever, it's gonna be 10 feet from the extended property
Right,
line.
yes, keep it as centered as possible.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it comes out in the middle of the property now,
I know.
so it's 6 1/2 dozen
Yeah.
of the other.
But it is terribly eroded, and it's gotten hit every time.
Would you be willing to approve the plan, just so
Another-
we can get started, subject to the condition that we provide a new set of plans to you, but turn it to the side, just so we don't have to come back another month later
A
for
couple
another
other
approval?
questions for you.
Jim, is it-
If you'd accommodate that.
Where is the rock wall in relation to the one next to the property? The property next door has also
It's gonna be about 2 feet landward of that, only because the erosion, when I was out there putting these stakes in, is now about 1.5 feet, 2 feet landward of the seawardmost face of the existing rocks on the property to the west.
would it be good to show that on the plans, just so that
Yes.
it's clear?
I can add that if you'd
Yeah.
like.
And then one other thing is the proposed platform at the top on the property. Is that within 50 feet of the mean high water? Because I don't know if you guys want to take jurisdiction on that or not.
Well, I guess it would be, because the staircase assembly exclusive.
Attached to it.
Of the 10 by 10 is 41 feet, and the edge of the steps are in the water, so they're 41 feet away.
Yeah,
So is that something that trustees would want to approve?
well, if it is, but it should be, the Shinnecock Beach Road should be shown on the survey here, unless it isn't, I don't see it.
Yeah, those are the
It
plans.
said Shinnecock Bay, but it doesn't have the Shinnecock Beach Road shown on here, so basically it's from the high water mark landward, so we can basically have some kind of reference.
It's not on the survey itself from Heidecker, is it, in your
Can we get
folder?
It's shown on the survey, but it's not showing doesn't show the distance, it doesn't look like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is to scale.
So what does that scale out to be?
Well, the end of the steps is 41 feet from where the 10 by 10 is proposed, so it probably is over 50 feet to Shinnecock Beach Road, not 50 feet to the mean high water line.
Well, 50, yeah, the
So
Shinnecock
we're
Beach
fif-
Road
we're-
becomes
We're
that.
greater than 50 feet from Shinnecock Road, where we are under 50 feet to the current mean high water line.
I think that we have a lot of, like, addendums to this, that
Yeah.
really need a clean, we need Shinnecock Beach Road on there, we need the 90-degree swing on there, we need the neighboring boulders in the plan, and
So we could
so
reference
we
it.
can reference it. So I think we need all those changes and put it on for the next session to approve it.
And, because I was down here the other day, I didn't see any stakes where the proposed rocks are gonna be. Can you,
Oh, no, those are put,
they're put there?
yeah, I did.
All
Went
right.
down the steps, took my life into my
When-
hands.
When was
and,
this, when did you put them there?
Last week, I'd have to think what day it was, maybe Thursday?
Probably
Last week.
before I went there.
Okay.
Sounds
They
like
did
Probably
it 10
after
by
I went
10
to-
on the- If you saw the stakes, if you saw the flags on the 10 by 10, then they were done at the
I
same
didn't
time.
see, so, no, I didn't, I was there prior to you doing that, so
Okay.
I'm gonna take a look at that, too.
I think it may have been last Wednesday, last week.
It was the weekend before that, so.
Okay.
Also, you guys gonna require covering the
Sand maintenance agreement, yes,
rocks with sand and beach grass,
yes.
like the neighbor property?
Same agreement,
Sandringham, yeah.
same agreement as the neighbor.
Okay, so you'd want the Spartina Alterna floor shown, or the American
Shown,
beach grass
going
shown
over
on
the rocks.
Yep,
And
And
then
sand
we need the
maintenance.
sand maintenance agreement for Shinnecock Road.
Okay.
which Joe will get that to you, right?
Yep.
So I think we have a laundry
Lord
list
willing,
of,
I'll have that drafted by the end of the week, but I have court 2 days this week, so.
Okay.
we got a little list of stuff to do, so I think once we get that all together, then we can have you come back and we'll revisit the proposed application.
Okay.
Change
All
in
right, that's
status.
fine. All right, so we'll have to
Yep,
wait the
yep.
following month.
Yes.
And I'll check the schedule, see what date that is.
Next meeting, right?
It's October
October
7th
2nd.
and 21 would be the meetings.
That's about October 7th. Okay.
October 6th.
I'm sorry, October 6th?
So tentatively, we'll schedule for coming back the 6th. I'll let James know if you can make it with all the changes that we had asked for.
Yeah, if you get that in beforehand, so we can.
I will.
review
I'll
it.
have it into you.
We have it
maybe by the
here,
end of
then
the week.
I'll have the sand agreement by the end of the week.
Okay, and do you need his email or anything to send it over to
I'll
him?
give it to James and he can forward it.
Okay, all right, so you'll have all the information from
It
our
has to go
office.
through James's department anyway.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
What else we have here?
145 Lynn Avenue.
Joe Scrow,
Yes.
I see. Mr. Enviro Permits is here.
On the
Good morning, all.
Glad, how are you?
Good morning. How you doing this morning, Clay?
Back
Good
again.
morning.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Morning.
So we were back and forth, I guess it was back in June we last met about this?
I was here in February,
February, okay.
and you presented me with the
Conservation.
Conservation
Yep,
Board letter.
yep,
I fulfilled all their requirements. They got a healthy check of $2,200,
okay.
and then they disappeared. I don't know what they're doing. I sent them certified letters, came here, asked, I was on the phone, and I talked to the secretary, to talk to Marty Shea, nothing. And it's a bit frustrating, trying to get this thing done. Every day we wait with this, whatever it is you're doing, and the community board, more polluted soil goes into the bay. And you are a fisherman, and you know that fish, like clean water, scallops, if you throw all kinds of sand in on top of them, you don't get any productivity. So, I would like to get through this part, and then we hired a lawyer, and if it takes taking the community board to court, we will.
The community board.
Which community board?
Conservation board.
Conservation Board, yeah.
Thank you.
There was a public hearing held in May 19th.
Yep.
I was gonna say, the last time we were here, to be
Yes.
clear, was June.
That's what I thought.
Yes, and that was,
Yeah.
May-
Yeah, okay.
May
And,
we really were given, the okay then.
Yeah.
And we expected it to be a couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks before we were back again.
yeah,
And it's just been delayed and delayed, delayed. It's been very frustrating because I'm losing more and more of my land. I lost a ton of landscaping there already, and now the whole second row is coming, and I could see a stress crack coming like 5, even 10 feet from the deck that was there. And it's just gonna be major the next time I have some sort of,
no, I've been on site, I'm familiar with
Yes.
the area, I've been down, we had projects
the initial
adjoining.
came up with the deck. My husband handled that many years ago. We thought it was a surprise to me when I went out there. I had no idea that it was larger than it was supposed to. So we're close to at least 2.5 years with this.
That's the Conservation Board, so we're.
Yes, yes,
we're-
yes.
we're
Right.
con-
Yes.
We
Yeah,
want
I
to contend
understand.
with what's in our.
I do
pur-
that
pur-
sometimes. I get it.
No, I understand. James, I had discussed this in the office the other day. Conservation Board had some recommendations, which are probably a little different than the application and what we're looking to,
Is that the cobblestones you're talking about?
yeah, I believe that's.
Yeah, that was mentioned months and months and months ago. Never heard of such a thing, especially if it's on a bluff like that, how that could possibly work. It's always been boulders, and we've reached out at least 6 times to ask them what they mean about cobblestones. Is there a job that is similar to mine on a bluff that use cobblestones, and we will be willing to go there and look at it?
Well-
But there's been no response to that.
The property just to the south of you is
Yes.
bulkheaded. Is that your property?
Yes, that's my property
And
as well.
then you have the other property right next to
Yes.
it, and then the property right north of that has large boulders in the bank, correct?
Yes.
And then
they
there's the
have
right, and then there's a right-of-way, White's
the
Lane.
Zacks to
Yeah.
the left of me
So
facing
you're
the water.
looking to do something that was comparably done to the neighbor to the north?
Well, we actually put in for a bulkhead first, and
Yeah, that's,
that was upsetting because I feel like because you know Clay for a long time, I think several of you do, and I feel like if there was some advice given to say you were never gonna get approved for a bulkhead, and that would have helped a lot and saved me over a year, because then they came back and said no to the bulkhead, or I think the DEC, everything was okay with DEC. I think it was
DEC
in the
approved
10.
it. There was a prior town permit for a bulkhead.
Yes, many years
Which I
ago.
think you
I
were
had
formerly
approval
of.
for a permit,
And
many years ago.
probably long before I was here
Yes.
then.
So that was the first thing we did,
Yeah.
thinking that it was approved, it would be, approved again. Then you came back with, no, you don't like that, why don't you do the neighbors? I did exactly what you wanted from the neighbors permit to this permit, almost word for word, and we're still here.
And we
Alright.
did ask if that could just be changed, the original permit, could it just be changed to bulkheading at this point? And they said, no, you have to reapply and you have to pay again, and that's what I did. And it was starting over after a year to ask for the bulkheads.
Well, we haven't approved the new bulkhead,
I
and
mean, to ask for the boulders,
the rock
Boulders,
preventer,
you mean.
rocks.
which would be
rocks.
appropriate because you're one adjoining neighbor and a neighbor on the other side of right-of-way have rocks.
Right.
Similar to what we're looking at here.
So the concerns that were brought up at the public hearing were, I'm just gonna list them. A sand nourishment agreement needed. There was, the whole project is proposed above mean high water, so there wasn't a definite answer whether the trustees were gonna take jurisdiction on that or not. And then there was also discussions about the trustees going to do site visits, and then also cleaning up the plans, because there was issues with, there was no legend, and it wasn't clear where what the boulders were and what the vegetation that was gonna be planted were. These were the concerns that were brought up by the trustees at the public hearing
So
in regards to this. So I don't think any of that has been addressed.
the first question is it in our jurisdiction? Because if you take a project and you bring it above the mean high water, it puts us out of our jurisdiction, and then the Conservation Board would do the application for the project. So in order for us to do a review and give you a permit, if eventually that comes out, it would need to be in our jurisdiction, which is starting at the mean high water and building your project landward from that.
Well, part of it is, because there's a replacement on the pier, the stairs, and the deck stairs go further than the mean high water to some point, and it
The
varies.
pier's not connected to the project.
The pier is a
The
separate.
pier is in the
permitted-
project.
Yeah, but it's not connected to the project. It's gotta be it's gotta be physically connected to the project.
Part of the
in order to
engineering of the
become part
project.
our-
Is it part of the engineering of the project?
It's in the plans.
Yeah, but
No,
it's
but-
not connected physically to where the boulders would be. There's the mandated
There's
break.
31 feet according to.
There's a
your-
public right
There's a
passing,
public-
yeah.
You gotta go.
It's gotta be physically connected, like in order for us to take jurisdiction on an upland project, that part of the project has to physically be connected to that project below the mean high water mark.
So now you tell me this
This is
after,
all new information. When we were here
Well,
in
2
June,
years
none of this
later?
was discussed. None of this was discussed.
This
I'm
was
2.5
after-
This was all
years.
We didn't discuss
discussed
this
at the
in-
public hearing.
In June, when we were here in June?
In May, there was a
May.
public hearing
May.
held, and this was all discussed.
Is that just, that are
An
enough?
attorney here, I don't know who the attorney was, there was an attorney and Clay were here.
Yes. Robert Dooley.
Correct.
That I had to hire at $400 an hour because.
And this is why the whole
Think-
conservation board got wrapped up into it, is because it's not in our jurisdiction anymore. Like, we don't have jurisdiction over this project.
You take the seaward stuff.
We have the
right?
seaward
And
stuff,
the
the dock,
engineered stuff.
the repairs and all that.
I
but-
thought the regulation was 10 feet above.
Is it, where are these boulders, where are they starting?
They start at the high water line, and then you have 10 feet more.
Are they touching the water line?
Yes.
That's not what the plan shows, I have it up right here.
Yeah, that was the.
So that's the thing, is if the boulders started at the high water mark and went at that point, because obviously from the engineering standpoint of the scope and how that whole thing works is one thing, but it's showing it's starting,
Yeah, the dashed line is the apparent
The
mean high
the
water. mark.
dash line is mean high water, and the
And you're
boulders,
starting-
I believe, are up here, which were supposed to be put in
They're
a
starting at the
legend.
toe of the bluff.
right, but they're not, but their relationship to the toe of the bluff to that high water mark is, what's the distance there?
It doesn't
This
say.
plan is exactly the same as the neighbor, which you approved.
Aren't we starting the rocks exactly where the land is now? We're not going any further onto the
No.
beach with them.
No.
I don't
The
understand this at
Conservation
all.
Department wanted it there. You had plenty of opportunity to tell me months ago that you weren't involved, and you didn't. You didn't specifically say, we are not involved, just as you're doing right now.
Well, James, yeah, I see you want to say something.
Discussed at the public hearing that this was a question that was brought up, whether it was in trustee jurisdiction, because it's all above mean high water. I don't know how many feet, but you show it on your plans.
And why is the neighbor exactly lined up with the neighbor? The neighbor has a trustee permit for this.
I don't know.
The neighbor's
Where's their mean high
boulders
water?
were further,
I would
The neighbor's
caution,
boulders
I
did
would
not
caution
touch the water.
speculative discussion about neighbors'
If
permits,
anything, the neighbor's
please.
boulders are closer to the water.
Speculate as
We,
to,
we would need to take that application and permit and look at what was reviewed. I don't.
without that application in front of us, I
I don't have
would
that in
not
front
let
of me.
this board speculate or answer your question, Clay.
Yeah, I couldn't.
No, I
even-
have a copy of it.
Again,
FOIL.
I will look at our file, not, with all due
I-
respect.
I did a FOIL and you sent it to me.
Clay?
Yeah, we
with all
can't
due respect,
discuss the
I don't
property
have
without-
anything in front of me, so your reference to another application or permit is totally speculative at this point.
So at this point, you're out of the picture, and I have to deal with the Conservation Board.
And
And
that was,
they are unresponsive.
Well, that's, again, they are a department of the town. We are not a
No, no,
department
I
of the
understand
town.
that, but understand our frustration here. We've been spinning our wheels, and now you're telling me,
Where are you at on the state with this? You're all, the plans, I'm just wondering, everybody else, you have everybody else's permit for this?
This is amazing.
Yeah, I'm
No,
shocked
I
right
mean, the
now.
state permit,
I'm sorry, are you saying at the notes from May, you discussed any of this? None of
What
this
does it
was
say,
said.
James?
You can watch the public hearing online, it's public.
I thought this was
Public
the
meeting.
end today.
Me too.
This is like I.
where's the DEC on this? Where's the DEC permit process?
DEC approved this permit. They took out all the plants because they said, and I put them in
You have that,
twice.
James?
They said, no plants. They won't survive.
You have the state's permit?
I don't think I have a DEC permit on.
We don't have that.
You should, I sent it to you.
It's,
You can check the physical file, it's not on,
Right.
it's not on here.
so it doesn't look like,
It's not in there.
so it doesn't look like we have this information from the state here.
It was
So we
sent.
don't have it in the physical file, and we don't have it there.
And we don't have jurisdiction over the project, according to that.
Wait 1 second, what's this
Do
here?
you have it?
Oh, it's a short assessment form.
No, we're looking for a permit from the state.
In this thing, it says, does the proposed action require a permit, approval, or funding from any other government agency? If yes, list agency, no, name permit and approval, and it has no here with the DEC, AOC, and DOS, so looks like to me, there's no DEC permit here. So what we need to do is to get a DEC, copy of your DEC permit, and we're going to pull the permit that was issued to your adjoining property owner to the north, and see the survey and where that was proposed and how that was approved in its current form.
How long has it been there, that
Right,
one?
Joe?
That would be a better way to do it.
Over 2 years.
Well.
But you can understand my frustration that this did not, none of
Okay,
this
but-
was said.
And understand that the
Why didn't you
conservation,
recognize that I needed
ma'am,
that?
understand the conservation board is a department of the town. The trustees are not a department of the town. We're a separate, independent entity and have been for almost 400 years.
I can understand that.
You
I
have a
mean,
problem
I do understand
downstairs,
that.
you need to light the fire under downstairs, not here.
Yeah. But we're gonna do what we have to do as far as review the property next
Adjoining
door.
property.
And getting a copy, getting your copy of the DEC that was approved and any language that's on it so that we can look at that also.
I know, but all I'm saying is the same exact information that we had in May. If you had told me this in May, I would have already been looking into
But I
that.
thought
But in May, we recommended that you can go to the conservation
But I-
board because it's
You did.
not in our jurisdiction.
That,
I know, but
that
that's
hearing,
still a
that
battle you
hearing
have
in
to
May
Yeah.
was 5 minutes. You handed me that letter, and you said, stop. That was your exact words.
Let, the record for the board, the record of that hearing will speak for itself. I'll review that as well, but
have the
I don't want
record.
us to start speculating with
Yeah.
memory at this point of what we did, what we didn't do.
But what we can do is look at the
We
adjoining
can review
property.
everything.
Yes.
That's what I will do.
So James
Property,
has,
the Zacks that have
James-
the bulk, the rocks.
Yes,
Okay.
yep.
yeah, James has, information that,
We watched the
It was obvious
minutes.
that it was discussed, but not in front of me. All these little
it was,
interesting.
it was discussed during the public hearing.
That there was a
Public hearing, you can watch
75-foot
it online.
line that I
It
had
wasn't 5
to.
minutes, it was longer than
May
that.
9th,
The regular session, right, the
That was in
afternoon
February.
session?
Yeah.
We
portion,
asked to
yeah.
put it on the map,
May 19th,
plans I
public
did.
portion.
and then I came back in, and you handed me that letter, and that was the end of the hearing.
May 19th, we had a public hearing, and it was addressed at that time that that this was not in our jurisdiction.
I think we're getting repetitious
Yeah,
now.
I think,
Exactly, I think what you need to do is,
I have the DEC permit. I'm not gonna waste any other people's time. I'm gonna go outside, pull out all my papers, and I'll bring it into you.
Right, and then you could take a look at the public hearing that he's referencing, and maybe that will
I will.
shed some light.
I mean, I don't know why it's just so difficult. I'm trying to prevent massive amounts of my yard from falling into the beach. I don't know why this is so
Well,
hard.
that makes sense, it's just that when you have.
And then, I'm sorry to interrupt, but then it was, they asked for my husband's death certificate. I guess to prove that he had passed and it's in my name now, yet this docket doesn't,
I don't recall any of what you're saying here.
who asked for the death certificate? What department?
Yeah, that wasn't us.
But that's,
Marty
that's
Shea, this is a Marty Shea
Departments-
issue.
because we're a separate entity, we're a completely separate entity. See,
From the high
we-
tide
Can
mark
my
down.
name, Eileen Scroll, be put on this instead of my husband's name? He passed 8 years ago. I gave the death certificate, and then they said they never received it.
Can you
2
amend
months
the
later, and then I
application to have
gave
her
it to
name?
them
you can
again.
amend the application.
Yeah, yes.
You can amend the application. You know what I think you're doing is, you're painting with a really wide brush here, and you have different jurisdictions, and we're trying to deal with what's in our jurisdiction, and you're bringing all these things in. It's not this board. There's some confusion here. I think you need to pull your state paperwork, take a look at that public hearing that James is referencing, where there was public commentary relative to what was needed, and then figure out where you gotta go. And in terms of why the other board is not being responsive, I can't comment on that. You're gonna have to
No, I know
deal
you
with
can't.
that, you know? But there's, a bunch of public information. There are things that you can do and sort through. It's reasonable what you wanna do. You wanna protect your property from erosion. That's reasonable. It's just you have to tag all the proper regulatory authorities so that you get the approvals you need to do this.
Then we'll pull the,
The
Rest of
public
it-
hearing that you attended?
Yeah.
then we'll pull the
That's when it
adjoining
was
property.
briefed And
No, I didn't hear anything.
Chip, that was 519 was the public hearing?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's 519. Joe's gonna look at,
I'll look it up.
you can look at it, pull the DEC permit, and then we're also gonna, we'll,
Adjoining
as the
neighbor.
trustees, we'll adjoining property. We'll pull the adjoining property.
That's what we have to look at, because it's, if it's touching the.
You went down there and you walked on the adjoining property.
But when we-
Again, we're repeating ourselves.
We are, but the thing is, when we're looking at what's here, if it has to be proved out, is this correctly where the jurisdiction of where these stones and where this project is going
Is
to
your
start?
survey the correct survey for the high tide mark?
See, we may not even be looking at the proper, we may
Well, I
not,
know you sent it in, but is it correct?
Yes.
Okay,
Well, maybe
then,
not
then you're,
today.
then you're
Maybe
you're
not today.
notifying us that it's not in our jurisdiction, but we
5 minutes
are
later.
repeating ourselves.
we
are
are,
repeating
because when
ourselves
we look
over
at
and over for the
when we
same
look at
point.
what's here that's up on the screen, it's problematic, and that's why there needs to be the crossover to the other jurisdiction.
Your survey might be incorrect. I don't know.
We don't know, so look at the 19th, look at your state permit, look at the plans, we're gonna look at our stuff. And then we
Look
can
at the
continue the
survey.
conversation. Right now, with what we're looking at, something's not right here.
the survey, this was going back from day one. We looked at the survey. We saw that they had.
We
have-
submit several surveys to
Okay.
update it.
And also was that the public hearing is when somebody here said, well, doesn't she own the property next door? And isn't there an easement issue? Why the heck that was brought up, I have no idea. I
That I
took
have
great
no-
offense to that.
I
I
don't
don't
even
know
know,
why we were talking about the property next door
I
when
think you're
I'm
mixing
trying.
out the conservation
Yeah,
board. and
I don't
us.
know,
That was not a,
We would never discuss the
do you
easement.
recall any of this, James?
no, we're specifically talking about 145, not the adjoining property.
Well, it wasn't said, it was said to
It
you
was brought up.
personally.
And you brought it up
Easement?
about the adjoining property.
Again, we're
All I know is
speculating. Let's
we
move
permitted
to
the
the
bulkhead
public
there
hearing.
because-
That record will be
This
the
should be a
official
more
one.
cut and dry
Yeah.
exercise.
What I want to know, and the last thing, is that in all the years I've been doing these permits with you, never has the Conservation Board been brought up. Never has it had a requirement that I put the 75-foot line on, which you asked for in writing. And in all my time at DEC and dealing with you, I've never dealt with the Conservation Board in all my permits that I did there. So I'm wondering what is going
Well,
on.
the reality is that the two jurisdictions are trying to protect the environmental concerns.
So am
Well,
I.
you asked the question, Clay, it's like a lot of times there are covenants that are filed by the conservation that we need to make sure whatever we're permitting is not in conflict with. And for the benefit of the applicants, if there's communication between the two boards, we can address each other's concerns and do a better job in a more expeditious fashion so that projects can get done, because as you're aware, you've been doing this for a long time, you need to check every regulatory authority's boxes. So right out of the gate, when you're looking at something and it's, punching right up in there, it's a good question to ask so that when you do the project, it's a good holistic project and it's done in the most expeditious manner. There's a disconnect here going on that I'm not quite sure, all right? James has information, you're bringing up things that I'm not, I think we're maybe at it different because it is
I'm gonna get
convoluted.
more clear
But
on
that's why, because at the end of the day, the public
Department is the correct
expects us to do what's in the best interest of the waterway, of the environment, and we're trying to do the best we can in an expeditious fashion.
is going on.
So there's consistency in what we do, not this sort of stuff. So I think there needs to be more communication on this specific application with Con Board, with getting these other boxes
Well, I wish
checked.
they would communicate with me, but they don't.
Well, that's our biggest
So
issue, is
there-
that the
there's a-
departments
You gotta
aren't
silence your phone. I
communicating
think
with
you're
each
ringing
other.
there.
Yes, he's not.
Oh, that's fine, I'm
That's
sorry.
you, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's got his hearing aid.
I thought I had it off.
I was-
Yeah.
We
That's-
really can't
that's
speak
why.
for the Conservation Board,
They-
unfortunately.
we-
No, we're going down there right now.
We have respect, and that's why we will ask for advisories, and if it is something that's starting at our jurisdiction and punching in, we will ask for an advisory so that if there is some issue or concern, we're not creating more of a headache for the applicant. And if there are concerns that can be addressed at that point in time to make it better for everybody, that is the reason why. So I hope that answers your question. We're gonna be speaking about this again, I am sure, because there are a lot of question marks here.
Yeah, and now hurricane season is upon us, so I don't even know what that's gonna bring in September and October.
Sure, yeah.
My husband his parents bought a house before he was born. He passed 8 years ago at 63 years old. He grew up every summer since in Hampton Bays on Woodridge Road.
Okay, I hear you.
Yeah.
And we're trying to help you
Yes.
resolve your issues. It's just
I'm
that,
trying to get the survey
We've done
correct.
a lot for this town.
Yeah.
yeah, this is just, we're trying to get this to where it's a textbook sort of application.
Yeah.
And we're trying to dot the i's and cross the t's chugging through here. But when you look at these plans, there's a disconnect, and we don't want to have a disconnect.
It'd be very convenient if the surveys matched this to the high tide mark, but as of present, it doesn't.
Well, wouldn't that have changed at this point?
It changes
anyway,
every day.
too?
It could have changed.
It could have changed.
Well,
It did.
okay, so, but then this all has to be,
Then substantiate, then just
Step down
substantiate
there
it.
and tell you that day it
And
is.
substantiate
this
that.
has to be amended.
You already know that.
Yeah, but we can't
Put it in writing.
put it in writing.
Yeah.
There's some basic biology here that you should
I
understand.
understand, but
Clay,
if
Clay,
you
we're going around in
substantiate, this
circles
wouldn't be
here.
a debate right
But
now.
we can't,
We're
we
done.
can't make those assumptions. This has to be
So if
shown
this
on
is
the
straightened-
plan.
This is all straightened out, and we have clarity, and we have another appointment
We're trying to
here.
help you.
What-
Substantiate the fact that this is in our
Okay,
jurisdiction.
So we obviously
full
will
stop.
do that.
Yeah.
All right.
What-
Let's say
can I
if
just say
it's
one
Let's,
last thing?
let's not say what we're going to do if that happens.
Yeah,
Let's have it in front of us before we
can't
make any
prejudge
statements, please.
applications. We can't do that. What I'm trying to tell you is, and Clay's well aware of this,
I want to do what you're asking us to do before and submit it so we can
well, the
come
first
back
thing would be,
here.
come with a survey that shows that
It's in
this
our jurisdiction.
project is starting at this board's jurisdiction.
The high tide mark.
That's not what we're looking at
We had
here.
conversations about that, and it was starting at the high tide mark, so.
But that's not
now-
what-
Look at the map behind you. That's what's showing it isn't. That's where the problem is
The
coming from.
dotted line below the yellow line,
Everything south of the dotted line is where
The
we have
reason
our
that is,
jurisdiction.
Yeah, see
is
this
because it
a year
eroded
ago.
back further. The DEC doesn't want it there at where you want it. They want it so you can walk.
but
Again,
it's
But that-
taking us
but-
out of
so
our
that's-
jurisdiction.
Right,
We
so, right,
have
so
other
there's the
projects
answer.
here.
Now you're shedding more light on this, is now because the other regulatory authorities are giving the commentary, it is now pushing it further landward.
right.
And when they push it further landward, now you're incorporating an additional jurisdiction. So the intent of this project, it seems, started at our jurisdiction, and
Right.
appropriately, the conversation started here.
Right.
No? Okay, but could be happening, and then it goes the other way.
Right.
I don't know what's going on here, but
We're
if
gonna-
if the state is taking this thing more landward, then they're moving it away.
Scott, let's do our due diligence and get what information we need.
You've
and
got a
then we
lot of
can-
conversations that you
and-
have
and
to have to
we
get to the
reconvene.
bottom of it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I had one last question. When all of that is settled, they're still gonna bring up these cobblestones. We have yet
It's
to
not in our-
understand.
we don't
what
have-
is
It's
that.
not their thing.
No, all right.
No, it's,
We're gonna go downstairs and find out what cobblestones are.
Do my homework and know what departments I'm talking about. Okay,
There you
thank
go.
you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wait, that's all you have here?
That's it.
Okay. All right. So that is obviously on hold.
15 Bluff Point.
First Coastal.
Hello, everybody.
Good
Morning, Bill.
Billy
It is
Mack,
still
First
morning.
Coastal for the applicant. 15 Bluff Point, this is in Sag Harbor. This is reconstruction of a bulkhead that has been there for quite some time. The only change to existing it is as it was. We're obviously using compliant material, and we're going to raise the elevation by 12 inches to match the neighboring bulkhead.
Yeah, this is pretty cut and dry. We've got everything on there. The dock is existing, seasonal floater. 12 inches, and the American seagrass you already have on the plans, so I'd say it's a go.
do you have stamp plans or?
No, we'll provide those, just,
All right.
Advanced pending stamp plans.
Okay.
thank you.
That's all you,
That's all I got.
wow,
Yeah,
easy day.
easy day. Freezing back there in the back, though, I'll tell you that.
Keep trying to keep you awake. All right,
Thank you.
all right.
Appreciate it,
And I
guys.
see shoreline bulkheading.
Good morning, trustees.
Morning,
Morning.
birthday girl.
I'm not gonna be that, this is gonna be easy breezy.
Yeah?
I hope.
Did you bring a cake?
All mine were cookie cutter, everyone
You
I
were gonna
looked
bring
at.
me
Bring
a
us a
cake.
cake?
No, let's all close shop and get some.
29 candles on it?
Yes. Geez, that's so sweet. I wish. Okay. Okay, so this project at 111 Cobb Isle, we are replacing the bulkhead, sheeting only, because what happened in that area, I don't know if a piling got loose and hit it, someone's float went and hit it, I don't know. But if you went to the area, you could see there's holes in like all the sheeting and there's sinkholes. So we're not doing the deadman, we're not raising it, but we're just
Oh,
taking
the
the sheeting
ice.
out. Or ice.
There was ice, this first time in a long time we had ice on Meacock, so.
So we're just going to replace the sheeting and weld the tie rods to existing. No new deadman system, we're not raising it.
Could you bring the area, the GIS up? There was just the only issue,
Oh, I have that issue covered for you.
you do, the decking to the south? That's not on there. That's not on the original. That's the only issue.
Decking to this, oh no, I thought the thing was the seasonal dock. I was
No, we
going to
figured
say.
that out.
Okay, because we
Because
removed
I
it.
preemptively struck this
people-
meeting so that we had it all cut and dry,
People are
ready to
doing
go.
things you don't
Yeah.
know about.
Okay, that's the 10 by 20 deck that was on the original 2013.
Could I, yeah, could I
Of
see that? Because
course.
that was the only discussion I had.
That's okay. And I also have it listed in the permit from you guys, the 10 by 30 deck. Yeah, it's on here too.
The 10 by 30, the
Oh, wait,
one
wait,
where
wait,
the
I'm
dock
sorry.
is on.
10 by 20 deck, 10 by 30 deck, 4 by 10 low profile catwalk, 3 by 12 ramp, 6 by 20 floating dock.
Is that a big buffer?
Yes.
Big, big buffer.
Big, big buffer.
The only thing is that there's no buffer language on that description, so if you could just.
Because we're not,
No, it
We're
isn't.
not,
we're not removing, we're not excavating, we're just lifting sheets out and.
Yeah, if you could just say that.
just say that the
buffer remaining
will
the same?
remain.
Yeah.
Sure.
The
Yeah,
buffer-
that's all.
And I'm
That's not
not,
gonna hold
I'm
up
not
the
hung up on the
process
fact that
today.
that,
if I get it to you
I
later?
think it's just
That's up to
confusion,
them,
but I see a big buffer there, which is good.
Yeah, advanced pending change in the language.
Oh, of course, on the cover sheet.
And I don't have a bone of contention that the decking to the south is in a different location than the plans. It's relatively close.
It looks like it.
You know, they're,
They're not changing any of the decking. right?
No.
no, but I'm saying the plans, the original plans and the current decking are off by 10, 15 feet. But it's not like, I don't see it. It's actually, it's farther away from the neighbors, which I think is better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's GIS.
it is farther away from neighbors. That's too close.
Yeah, but
So
that's the
what's
original.
actually there
plan.
is actually
Better.
further away. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
off
a
10
better
feet.
plan.
Yeah.
They should just amend that to show whatever. It's better. Should have been that way to the beginning.
Yeah. Well, the new plans is gonna supersede these anyway, so.
Okay, so
yeah.
that corrects that
So that's
problem.
gonna correct that problem for you.
So the only thing you want from me is,
The language that the buffer will
The language in the
remain in
buffer.
place- in place.
okay. Okay. Is that it?
I'm fine with the
I
project.
think you're good.
Yeah.
Do you have stamp plans?
I do have sand plans, I submitted them to you. I'll just change the cover sheet and get that over to you.
Perfect.
Okay.
I can advance.
Beautiful.
The next one is,
Have a
Yeah,
wonderful
you-
day.
you have a great-
Happy Monday.
great day. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you, trustee Horowitz.
You're welcome. Oksana Lashko, 12 Bayview Drive East.
Ernie Spellman?
Okay, this was the matter of public hearing, which we held. Mr. Spellman was supposed to submit updated plans. I would advise that we advance this to resolution.
Yes, I agree.
Okay. We don't have any, okay. Yeah, this is fine. Next one is.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry. she was
Advancing
talking.
it to resolution.
Advancing the river.
Yes. We have Kathleen Muller, that's for South Fork Environmental. 30 Harry's Lane in Noyak.
We're getting through some gutty ones here.
Yeah.
This is bureaucracy at its best, but we,
What's going on,
feels
Board?
like a
How are
finish
you?
line here.
Look at that file he brought.
I know.
Impressive.
It's just has nothing to do with it. I just add that to the file, make it look like I'm busy.
Okay.
Litigation
On
by the
camera.
pound, he does permits by the pound.
That's right, I get paid by the pound.
Okay.
So let me give you a real quick recap. I think we were here about 2 months ago on this. This is a living shoreline project. Scott, you wanted us to get the DEC, which we did.
Good.
During the course of that, we changed that. We got rid of the splash pad, the proposed splash pad behind it. We realized we can plant the Spartina in there without the splash pad on top. And then we added 1 row of biologs along the escarpment.
Just to buy us some time.
Yeah, basically.
Stabilization?
Yep.
How are those biologs going to be pinned down?
Stakes.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay. Are you gonna put a name on them so when they float up, we can retrieve them?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, the stakes.
rebar.
The best I can do. I mean,
For
it's,
liability purposes, a name would be helpful.
Hooped rebar.
I know.
It's really difficult with stakes because they either slide off the stake or the stake just comes up, you know.
What do you think? Any?
Bend a piece of 20-footer, wrap it around that, and slam it home.
Other you have? I mean, if you have suggestions, I mean.
In theory, you have that new, the low sill bolt, the low sill rock.
Gonna break up some of the wave attenuation.
And it shouldn't
But
be
it-
too
yeah,
much
during high
pounding
tides,
on
it's gonna get hit.
that biologs.
I mean, I didn't really specify. I just put stakes. I mean, I could. You
Do
think
they-
something else would be better?
Well, the problem with rebar is when they break down, you have
Yeah.
the steel in the ground.
Yeah, but that's gonna get,
First
Sloughed
northeast, the
over,
first
yeah.
northeaster down there, it's gonna be like, and with a tidal surge.
yeah.
I mean, we have, in Shinnecock, we have asked to put rebar with barbs on the end, like a arrow.
Yeah.
And then weld a cap on the top of it, or have a cap on the top of it with a nut. So it's like a giant washer, so it does have some ability. Because
Okay.
after 2 or 3 years of
Yeah.
not getting wet, and you get a really bad storm, they do float.
Yeah.
by then the vegetation should take.
Well,
root,
that's
right?
the hope,
That's
yeah.
the idea.
Yeah, that's
Are you
the
gonna,
idea.
are you gonna plant more high tide bushes up top, just to kinda like
She would-
stabilize that?
She would probably be okay with that, because they did, I think the plantings out there now that she
I mean, they're
planted
already
years
there,
ago.
they're gonna reroot, but it's
Yeah.
like, I think that the more of that kind of like stabilization that you
Yeah.
build into the project upland, the more survivability you have of the whole project.
Yeah, no, I think she has no problem doing that, because she's very nervous about this. You
Does
know.
the
No, I
DEC
know.
have
Hoping
a
that'll work.
maintenance?
This has
What's
been
that?
going,
Does the DEC have a maintenance?
No, they just basically just.
On the
no
Spartina of the
conditions.
project?
What's that?
The no maintenance of the Spartina on the project?
No. I think they just get tired of this, finally, and just said, here's your
Yeah, but-
permit, go away.
you're looking at an area that has probably at least 1 or 2 flocks of geese down there. So if there's no maintenance on these,
Yeah.
Long-term plant survival, just like the last one we
Is it
talked
5
about.
years, is it 5 years?
85% survival for 5 growing seasons.
So it
We
does.
need that in our permit.
Yeah, no, we talked about that last
No,
time.
that's
What's,
important.
what's the time frame? 3?
5 years,
5 years.
85%.
And what do you guys want? Do you want like photos every year, or how do you want to go
yeah,
about doing
photos
it?
every year, once the vegetation comes up,
Yeah,
we can see if it's surviving.
okay.
If 1 year you take a photo and there's no vegetation, then there's a problem.
You know
She's
that
gonna
you
keep
want
up
that
on
anyway,
this.
yeah.
This is like someone who lives there.
Well, I know.
And she's like really,
I mean,
extremely concerned
It's
about
been
this.
an
it doesn't
ongoing
work
battle
if you don't
for.
keep up on it.
Yeah, this isn't somebody who's gone to Florida for the entire winter.
Oh, all right.
Either way, we
No, but
just need to
if she
cross our
sells it
eyes.
to somebody that isn't aware that they're supposed to maintain it,
It
that's,
goes along with the property.
Yeah,
it goes with it.
yeah, okay.
So be creative with staking it down.
Yeah, let me think about that. Okay, so it's just a condition. Do I need to do anything? Do I have to have her sign this, condition about the maintenance, or how does this work?
Just
It's in, we're
Just
gonna,
update
just
the
gonna
cover
be-
sheet with
Yeah.
that language that they have
Part of the
on their
permit.
DEC
Okay.
permit, and then,
we're gonna
And
merit.
once you sign it, then it's binding.
Yep,
well, that would be in the resolution.
yep.
Yeah.
So the resolution will state that you do that maintenance, or,
We would reference the DEC permit and the 5 years of.
and we need stamp plans anyway, so.
Yep.
All right,
Congratulations.
that was a good plot,
Long road.
good project.
Well, I don't know if it's a good project, but I might have to disappear if it doesn't work. Okay. All right, James, I'll get you that hopefully by end of this week.
Perfect.
Okay, board, appreciate it.
Okay.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you. We have Get your science, right?
Yes.
797 Meadow Lane. See, Mr. Walker's here. How are you?
Hey, Jim, hopefully this is a simple one.
Hopefully.
You need to,
Seems to be one of those days.
this is a piece of property with an old house that's falling apart. The lady's gonna propose to pick up the house, build it similar up here, away from the wetlands, and she wants to have a dock. The dock goes out into the water, the pier line. The trustees need to look at the plans and tell me if you think we're showing the dock according to what you would like to approve.
Did notice that the pier actually goes out to shallower water, it passes over deeper water.
James is hitting the nail on the head.
Yeah, I see that right
Tell me
away.
where you want it to end, and we'll be shorter than,
Put it in the old channel,
Yeah,
we could,
wherever they used the bucket crane to fill in the wetlands back in the day.
we can shorten it up to a foot of water. I think that's what.
well, there's 2 feet of, there's 2 feet.
foot of water in that old
Two,
channel.
one.
If you
2.2.
move the dock over to the
That.
east,
If you want to move the dock over,
and then you get appreciable water.
Shorter distance.
so that's fine.
That makes sense, right?
That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Plop it on 2-1.
I would go right over there.
Yeah, it's 2-1, 2-2.
More central to the property too, right?
Yeah. That's what we'll do. Piece of cake.
That's appreciable.
Shorten it and
Before you tell me to leave, though, I want to ask James something. We're getting duck blind information. Some elderly people that don't operate email correctly are not getting it. Are you gonna send the duck blind information via mail as well? Because otherwise, I gotta bother James to go down to 240 West Montauk Highway and get a copy for Fred.
They should have been sent both. They should have.
Hard
gotten
mail.
hard
They should be
copies as well.
getting by the mail.
You should have gotten it already. If you didn't, then you need to
Well,
call Shakira in the
My
office.
son and I have ours. Fred doesn't have his.
Something's lost in the translation here, if it went both ways.
Bump an email to me, myself, and we'll get it to Shakira.
Yeah, you should have gotten.
You should have gotten it.
For each one that you're associated with, you should
I
get
got
it.
my stuff ready to go, but
Can
Fred
you
is on
put
both.
someone else's name as a co-permittee on there, and maybe they'll get the email and help Mr. Havemeyer out with his duck blind?
I would just soon do it myself.
Okay,
I can drive to Bridgehampton. It's
All right.
5.5 miles.
I'm trying to,
Possibly if he has a young buck that's twinned up with him, they might want to be a co-applicant.
His daughter helps him out with the paperwork, but Ethan and I are both on Fred's old.
okay,
Ethan is on one, I'm on the other.
okay.
Sounds like you got it under control.
I have a new sound needs guy.
You do.
Right.
Going to provide a price, which is important because Bob Fox is 65, 66. I don't know what
That's
his
the new
problem is.
45. 65's the new 45.
66 is a good age.
So it's always good to have a backup. We'll have information for
right.
Chip and Scott shortly.
Approved?
Thank you.
I'll
Thank
send
you, my
an
friend.
Email on that.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, so I know that Agena is up.
No, I just
Right.
marked my sheet.
DKR? You've got two. What?
It is the
At
end.
the end.
You are at the end.
Time flies. You guys are so entertaining.
Are you entertained?
Yeah, highly.
Doing 166 Beach Lane?
So, we did a little email back and forth this morning.
I saw that, yeah.
I was on south working on my other house, so I just got back in town. So I apologize for the late emails and last minute stuff. But
Gina, do you have copies of the new ones you sent this morning, or?
I only brought one copy, but my printer is
All right, that's fine.
not
I could
great.
print the one you sent us, but I just.
Yeah,
you
it's
have one you could-
printing my gray. My ink isn't happy right now. But I have one, you can have this. But I still have to get them stamped. So I have to send them to my guy anyway, so.
Yeah, just, I'd like to have a copy so that we can stamp it in, but I'll just print this and we'll stamp
Okay.
it ourselves.
So, you guys were absolutely right. The float was too big. And he cut it back to the 20. That was compliant with the old permit. And I sent James this morning, that's what we were discussing, photographs of the float cut back. And I revised the plans showing it's only a 6 by 20 float. And then he picked up on the fact that the buffer on the north, it still just said sand, and it's supposed to say beach grass and sand. So I fixed that, and I sent it to him again. But otherwise, should be good to go.
The only other thing was the jet ski floats, are they jet ski floats?
Oh, yeah,
or-
yeah.
Separate
So
application.
as soon as I met with this guy, I said, you're gonna have to file for the PWC, you know, craft. And so he's well aware of it. So I'll have to get his registrations or if that's
Fill the
applicable.
paperwork out.
Yeah, I'm gonna send him that
I didn't
application.
know if you wanted to make it a condition or what you wanted to do with it, because they are.
They are still there.
I would make it a condition. Can we?
Put that on the permit, that's
Huh?
fine. You could
Or
put
they
that on
can
the.
remove them. and
Well,
then
they'll be
condition,
removed by,
I don't know how you
it's
wanna handle
winter
it.
season, they don't stay in
They're
all,
removed Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah.
but,
I just don't want them coming back without him getting a
yeah.
permit.
I get it.
Then we're gonna be in enforcement and all the other jazz. I just wanna not waste a lot of time.
Right. Yeah, no, I told him that,
Maybe
What's-
a photo with them removed before, because you have to get the stamp plans anyway, correct?
yeah,
So maybe submit the photo with them removed with the stamp plans so that
Yeah.
you
What
guys
is it,
can then.
is that a 3-year permit?
It's a 3-year
So why don't
permit.
you just file for the thing now and call it a day?
Yeah, I'm
Just have
gonna
it
send
filed
him
for
the
it.
application as soon as I get
The
it.
only issue is you have to have a valid permit for the dock before you can issue the permit for
Right.
the,
Right, so
the
we
jet
need
ski
to
float.
We
finish
have the
this
permit,
part
if we have
first
the application
regardless.
in hand at that time, then we can deem it as meeting the condition.
I would agree with that, instead of wasting a lot of time.
Yep.
Okay, wait, what am I doing?
Yeah, have them
For the
apply for
permit,
it.
and
Have
that,
him apply for it.
yeah,
Okay.
and let us
It'll
know
take-
when you finalize this, that it's been applied for, and then you don't have it in hand, but we know it's coming.
Okay.
It's in the
Can we
pipeline.
advance it for
stamp plans.
stamp plans? Okay. And filing the PWC.
Filing PWC application.
The other one is Los Tapas. And we did talk about that the last time. And I thought it was gonna be advanced for stamp plans and fixing it, but I did correct everything. I revised the cover. We cut it down to 80 feet, not 100. And then we did the beach grass
Yeah.
in all the areas that didn't have the walkway, the 80 feet. So I sent the revised cover and the plans. I'm pretty sure I sent stamp plans too.
I believe so, yes. Yes, you did.
Yeah, so that one's good. That one's, should be fine.
Yeah, they reduced it to 80 feet, the walkway, and then put the beach grass on the sides that don't have the walkway and met your request, so.
Beautiful.
That's good.
Yeah, so that one's got stamp plans, so I owe you stuff for beach lane. But anyway, I'm gonna send them the application as soon as I get home. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you.
You.
Thanks, Gina.
I believe it concludes our official agenda for today, right? Somebody else here for something else? You folks are just here for,
Fun?
Entertainment?
No, there was something that we thought was gonna be on the agenda, but it's not, so we'll have to reach out to the expediter.
okay. What was it?
You want to come up so we can hear?
Not really, but what?
Well, it wasn't our application. so
Oh, it's not yours,
a
so.
family member, so we were
Okay,
sitting in.
well, all right. That being said, we do have to go into an executive session relative to confidential legal advice, so I would make a motion to adjourn the meeting, go into executive session.
Motion?
Second that?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Meeting